very simple points. It's got voter ID, photo ID, but voter ID with a photo, right? It's got the confirmation of U.S. citizenship. You have to be a citizen. And then you have no mail-in ballots. And it would be no mail-in ballots.
The vast majority of Americans want voter ID, and Democrats don't have a good reason to oppose it. That's why they're calling it racist.
About 83% of the American people, including majority Democrats, support voter ID laws.
The voter ID laws that, first, each state can have its own voter ID laws, and some do and some don't. But secondly, what they are proposing in this so-called SAVE Act is like Jim Crow 2.0.
But not every Democrat feels that way. Liberals like Fetterman see the winds have shifted, so he's adjusting his sails to match his base.
I would never refer to the SAVE Act as like Jim Crow 2.0 or some kinds of conspiracy, but that's part of the debate that we were having here in the Senate right now, and I don't call people names or imply that it's some kinds of things, something gross about the terrible history of like Jim Crow.
The man behind the Save America Act, Utah Senator Mike Lee, joins me now. Senator Lee, you are on this. Every day you have been on this, and I've watched you aggregate 50 co-sponsors for the Save America Act. So now the question is, when does this get a vote?
We need a vote as soon as possible, Kayleigh, because the American people demand elections that are secure. Right now, they're not. Look at what's happened. Over the last 4 out of the last 5 years, we had an estimated 10 to 15 million people come into this country illegally. Meanwhile, we've got a law called the NVRA that makes it far too easy, especially as it's been interpreted in recent years by the courts, far too easy for people to just go in, apply for a driver's license. You can do that as a non-citizen in almost every state, check a box, sign your name, and with no additional identification required, and not even allowed under the court's interpretation of the NVRA. States aren't even allowed to ask to verify citizenship. And so this leaves this sort of very dangerous thing in place where a whole lot of people could go in and with relative ease register to vote unlawfully, and the states would be powerless to do anything about it. So this closes a loophole in an existing federal law. Now, as for all of these horrible things they're saying about it, this is paranoid fantasy. Kayleigh, our mantra in this, we want to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat. The Democrats like, and we're willing to accept only the first half of that equation, but we need both in place. We need to be easy to vote, hard to cheat. The Save America Act accomplishes both.